So I believe I talked about magic in one of my prior videos. This magic that we recognize naturally as children that we have on the inside. Um, and you could say the basic understanding of this world that we're in, this earthly place, is that there is none. Um, Basic understanding is that everything's alive. And so, or rather, everything is unconscious. So, everything that you see is a manifestation of unconsciousness or pre-consciousness or just not full consciousness, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but as a child, you recognize, you remember, you keep a key part of yourself. So, in this world, you can say that this is the unconscious world. Um, the physical world, which is not exactly the same thing. There are much more conscious areas of the physical world. It just so happens that this earthly place is not one of them. um, but you could say that what really is spirit, which would be the heavenly realm. Um, and what is the heavenly realm? It is spirit, it is being. The physical world is appearance, appearance, um, which is nothing compared to being, compared to what actually exists. And again, as a child, you have that connection to that magic. As an adult, it's kind of beat out of you on this planet. It's beat out of you as quickly as possible. And one of the first lies that they give us to beat it out of you is fear. And they tell us, curiosity killed the cat. For example. But they want to remove the natural magic that children have, that infants have, that babies have. And curiosity is a huge one. Innocence is a huge one. So they introduce you to trauma and to fear as quickly as possible so that you lose two of your spiritual gifts, which is your magic. Curiosity is magical. There is a magic element to curiosity. And most adults now that I meet, they don't have any. It's gone. It's completely gone. They're not curious about things. They don't pick up a rock and say, oh, well, let me study. And there's, because every moment, everything is new, actually. So there should be a curious element to every single moment of your life. But we don't have that. We have repetition. We have sort of robotic, laborious cycle. We have work, we have labor, we have toil, we have repeats, we have cycles, and we're used to that. The curiosity, gone. The magic, gone. The awe, gone. All gone. But I suspect that it's going to come back. It's not all gone. It's not all gone. But it's like it's mostly gone, and that is by design, absolutely. But anyway, so I had that connection to magic. I knew it as a child, and I noticed that other people didn't. I had this sense that what I know is not what other people know, and maybe I should talk about how that affected me a little later, but really I just want to talk about the magic that I had. the magic that I had, at least initially as a child, is that I dreamed. Not only did I dream, I would lucid dream. This is a term that that I found later in life, but I would always have these dreams, and then at a certain point in the dream, I could basically control the dream. Um, I could draw, I could paint, I could just create whatever I wanted. I could manifest whatever I wanted in a dream. There's um, a silver screen movie of Dexter's Laboratory, and one of the people, I mean, he travels in time. It's all, time travel plot, blah, blah, blah. And my roommates are running amok. I'll just keep going. One of the characters from the future, they introduced to Dexter, oh, we have this new technology now. All you have to do is think of something and it'll pop into existence. And I was like, oh, that reminds me of my lucid dreaming. Because that's exactly what would happen. I would think, take anything, book, and then the book would appear. I would think toothbrush, toothbrush would appear. I would think apple, apple would appear. But then not only that, I could manifest anything. Even if I wanted to teleport, I would just will it, inside. I would be like, I want to go somewhere else, not necessarily with words, but it's a feeling that you have, and that would happen. And this was great, especially, but as I said, it wasn't immediate. You had to wake up in the dream. You basically had to know, oh, this is a dream. I'm dreaming. And then you could create, and then you could paint, and, be the author of your experience, rather than the subject. the lab rat of your experience. You could be the author. So yeah, the lucid dreaming really opened me up to the magic, because the fun that I would have, the places that I would travel, the things that I would do, it was just, the experiences were unbelievably amazing. It was almost like, there's a video game, Mario Star something. I never actually played that. But it was I imagined something like that. Traveling to different planets, different worlds, traveling amongst the stars. What could be more fun? What could be more fulfilling to a child, to just be free and do whatever I want? I remember dreaming once, actually, and that's exactly the feeling that you have. I'm flying in this dream, and I just feel so free. I feel so light, so without burden, without, angst or worry or fear or whatever. And here I am amongst the clouds, and I'm like, I'm free. I can do whatever I want. And just the feeling of that freedom, and that the ability to do what you want to do, which is mostly gone on this planet. But that feeling, whew, it is absolutely priceless. And that is, again, a part of the magic that children have. Because what do children want to do? They want to do what they want. And they want to run around, and they want to scream and holler and play, because that is what they're used to. That is what they remember from the spiritual essence from within them. They know that that's possible, basically. That is a reality that is a part of their being. And that's taken and it's squashed as soon as possible. And it's one of the most horrible things that happens on this planet. I mean, the lies that are just, used as a weapon to beat the natural magic that people have out of them as soon as possible. It is atrocious, but I mean, it's not necessarily atrocious because it just is what it is. And that's what, you have to come to learn if you're a truth seeker or a spiritual person. Things are not the best. But not the best does not mean it's horrible necessarily. It just means it is what it is. And maybe there's another perspective that you can have as you discover more truth, as you learn more truth. Maybe there's a new perspective that can be given that makes something that used to be horrible something that's not horrible anymore. It's not great anymore either, but it can be neutral now. It's not horrible, it's not good, it just is what it is. And that's where I mostly am right now, especially when it comes to other people. I mean, that is something that I've certainly, and that's a part of the freedom that I love, because social capital doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I'm going to be completely raw with myself and my life, and I'm going to say some things that's going to make people want to stay maybe 1,000 feet from me, get a restraining order or two, and it's fine. I don't care. I don't care about appearance anymore. I don't care what people think about me anymore. I just want to be free. I just want what I had in that dream while I was flying. And I know because the magic never left me, ever. It was always there. It may have been watered down or dimmed down here and there, but it was always there, ultimately. And so I want that freedom, and to be free of people's opinions, to be free of people's conditions, to be free of people's expectations is a freedom, and is a freedom that is guaranteed by God. All we have to do is agree to it. All we have to do is accept it, and we can be free. And hopefully I can share some of that. But hey, if not, that's also fine.